With the incessant farmers and herders clashes in the country in recent times, that has left thousands dead and many injured and properties vandalized, some have decried the Fulani herdsmen as terrorist group, which should be proscribed like IPOB. With us in the studio to discuss the issue is Mr. Joshua, the Executive Director, Sage Africa, a civil society organization. Welcome to PTV Primetime News.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so this issue of farmers and herdsmen crisis has been going on in the country in recent times, which it's actually been going on for a while, but of recent time, the number of killings has actually been quite a number. Now, what do you think, why do you think this is happening?
Okay, going by history, firstly, let me appreciate you for bringing me on this program. Going by history, we would realize that this has been going on for quite some time.
Yes.
And but the government has not been awoken to its responsibilities.
Okay.
You know, and it's what I've been saying in most fora where I've had opportunity to speak. Our government, they are being reactive as against being proactive.
Okay.
Because something that's been going on for a while, if there is proper intelligence gathering, and if government has been up and doing with its responsibilities, they should have found a way to try and, curb this issue. Some of the challenges that we're facing with regards to herdsmen, a lot of people have been talking about prescribing.
Yeah.
Prescribing Fulani, certainly they are a problem. From information available in Nigeria today, aside Boko Haram, which is like the #1 security threat to this country, the Fulani herdsmen is like the most prominent security threat to the nation. And the Fulanis, as a tribe, are known to be nomadic in nature. And, in the past, in the 70s, 60s, there wasn't much clash as it is today. The reason being that then there was grass in the far north where they could graze their cattle. But with the advent of climate change, grow in the numbers of cattle, they had to come towards this side, especially the middle belts, which is very rich in agriculture. And it's a good ground for them to graze their cattle. I think what the government needs to do, like Senator Dino Melaye recommended in the Senate plenary, firstly, to be able to ameliorate the situation and serve as a succor to those who have lost loved ones and family members too. I'm sure we saw the footage all over the internet. It's a sordid tale. And I think the first thing government needs to do is to bring those perpetrators to justice. Okay. This will serve as succor to those who have lost lives. Then I think compensation also should be done to those who have lost their businesses, because the famine is like the way of life, especially for the incidents that took place in Benue. They've lost their source of livelihood, so there should be a form of compensation. So after this, embers has been calmed and frayed nerves has been calmed, then we can now talk about way forward and solutions to these issues.
Okay, so let me, quoting you now, you feel the reason why these farmers and herdsmen clash is actually happening is because governments have not done things, and then the issue of not enough grasses.
So we keep having reprisal.
Okay.
When you have attacks by herdsmen, you see the farmers also have a subsequent attack. So this thing is a vicious circle. It keeps going on and on and on and on and on. Okay,
let's talk about prescription now.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think herders should be prescribed? Same way they've just heard that they've prescribed the IPOB as a terrorist group. Don't you think the herdsmen should also be prescribed as they are actually killing people?
Okay. I think with regards to prescription, I don't think there's anything wrong in prescribing, an organization or a group of people, that have caused this large number of havoc on citizens of this country. No life of any citizen is better than the other. So I think with regards to prescription, I don't have anything against prescription. I just feel prescribing the herdsmen as a terrorist organization is not enough. So I'm looking beyond the prescription. Okay. Prescribing them as terrorist organization is not enough. But prescribing them alone will serve as a sound warning to these herdsmen that the government is frowning against their activities. Because people seem to be feeling from the government side that there's a lackadaisical attitude from the government. They are not proactive enough. They are not making any decision. And when an organization or a group of people is perpetrating crime, and from the side of the government, we just everywhere is mute. You're not hearing anything. They'll feel like it's like you're giving them a go ahead, as if you're not. But when they hear a very stern warning from the government and a prescription of some sort, I think it will also maybe go a long way to show that the government is actually serious in fighting the activities of the herdsmen.
All right, so you're in support of the prescription and you feel it's going to go a long way. So moving on now, the government have brought up a possible solution, talking about cattle colony.
Yeah.
So do you think this would work, and what's your position on cattle colony?
Okay. The debate has been ongoing on several TV stations, several groups. Some persons who I might say are sympathetic to the cause of the Fulani herdsmen have actually advocated for the cattle colony. But some persons have felt that rearing of cattle is a business. If you say the federal government should have a colony or create colonies across different parts of the country where herdsmen or where cattle owners, cattle barons can rear their cattle, it will be as if the government is now delving into this, because this is business. This the rearing of cattle is not like is not a government activity. It's not something the government should get involved in. Last as regards to the colony, because those who have advocated against the colony have said, okay, if you are giving colonies to those who are rearing cattle, then those who have fish ponds, or those who have goats, those who are known maybe to be rearing pigs, or those who are known to be rearing goats, will come like, okay, we need colony. But with reference to the Land Use Act, we know the government owns all the lands. But if you look at these local communities where these killings have been predominant, most of these lands, like Benue State, for example, the governor spoke up that there are no lands available for you to come and have any colony. I think Ekiti State and some other states have said that. Some states have said, okay, fine, they can come. But you can't come and take over our land, which is not even enough for us to do business, and you say you want to have colony. It's a business. People own these cattle. You know the hierarchy. We have the cattle herders. We have the militia, who are those who are guiding the cattle. We have the cattle owners, those who belong to the Mieti Allah, the cattle barons. It's a business venture where they're making money. So go through the proper ways of acquiring property. If you want to have a colony, fine. But it won't be the government that will take over people's lands for you to use it as a cattle colony. Go and acquire land. Go into ranching. Nigeria is not number one among countries that owns cattle in Africa. Ethiopia has more cattle than Nigeria and several other countries. And you can't hear of this issue of herders and farmers clashing and killings all over the place. It's because there's a ranching system. And researchers and those who are into farming, agriculture, have said the ranching system is actually better for the cow. It makes them fatter, they produce more milk, and it's more productive. So why don't you have a ranch? These people are wealthy people. They are making money from this thing. Get a ranch, just like the way if I want to have a fish pond, I'll get a pond. I won't go to meet the government to please give me a fish pond colony, or I'll get a colony for me where I can do my fish farming or some sort.
Well, we asked the government for solution, and
so with regards to the colony, it's going to draw more aggression. People are going to it's not going to be a solution, especially from this down south, knowing fully well that the clash is already fanning embers of religion and ethnic issues already. Yeah. So it won't go well with people down south for you to say you want to come and acquire land to use them for cattle colony. They will say they are not rearing cattle. So for those who are rearing them, if at all you want to have a cattle colony in my state or in my community, come and acquire the land, pay for the land, and have the colony. Not the government will come and prescribe that this so town is a colony and they start rearing cattle there.
Okay, now I'm coming to you as a civil society personality. What has the organization done so far in this regard?
Okay, since we've been hearing of this killing, last week, I and some members of my team were in Benue State, we've been writing proposals, trying to see how we can have a form of interface with governors and also rulers, traditional rulers in some of these communities. See how we can be able to liaise with them. Firstly, we've been able to see we've given some few aids in form of materials, clothing materials to some persons in yes, we can't do all the little we could do. I was in Ekiti State because I'm from Ekiti State. I was in Ekiti State just this Christmas, and we paid visit to some of those communities. Though you see the governor is already, I mean, and that's why I'm talking about the federal government being proactive. The governor has already armed the hunters in some of these communities, trying to tell them to fight back. But if the federal government, if the presidency and the federal government are not in the forefront of this battle, we see people taking laws into their hand, trying to defend themselves. So as an organization, we've been trying to sensitize people. We've been trying to conscientize the people, trying to get the government's feedback, also puts pressure on federal government to see, just like as you've called me, and I'm sure for few people who are watching at home, we want the government to be aware that those in these rural areas are bearing the brunt, and they wouldn't want it to seem as if the government is not awoken to its responsibilities, or they are not feeling their pains and yearnings.
All right. So finally, can you suggest like a final possible solution to end this crisis?
Just as I've raised before, the only thing that will be a solution, or that can be as a permanent solution to this, is the ranching system, which is what we see every other modernized society practicing. Even though the Fulani, I was watching on one of the TV stations where one of those who are advocating on the man was like, it's not going to be easy, but which is why there has to be a dialogue. They need to call those who are the cattle owners and let them realize that lives are being lost. You can't, at the expense of your business, jeopardize the life of Nigerians. So they should let them realize that they have the money, to do the ranching system. Let them have a ranch. These animals can't continue to roam about. There was a disturbing video online where you see some of these Fulani men will even go as far as harvesting the crops, in some of these farms and feeding them to their cattle.
Okay.
This is not acceptable at all. So the ranching system is going to be a lasting solution to these menace.
All right. Thank you once again for coming on the news
tonight. Thank you for